Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how I did these simple projects that were very inexpensive for my laundry room with items purchased from the dollar store and one item purchased from the Goodwill. This is such a great way for you to revamp your laundry room and just make it look beautiful and elegant. So if you're interested in how I made these, then please make sure that you stick around. So these are the frames that I purchased at the Dollar Tree, and this last one is the one I purchased at the Goodwill for $8. They had dollar yellow tags that day, so I got super lucky. And these decals I purchased at the Dollar Tree. So all you'll be needing is a little tray, some paint, and your paintbrush. And I am going to be using my Waverly chalk paint for this project. I just love chalk paint and I love how it dries so easily. Now keep in mind, you guys, that these frames from the Dollar Tree are super flimsy, so be very careful when you're removing the little tabs in the back. Not removing, but opening them up. They just break so easily. And now make sure you set aside your cardboard, the portrait, and the glass that came with it, because you will be using all of these items for this project. And now for this frame that I got lucky with, I ended up running into a lot of oopsies with it. I ended up having to use my X-Acto knife to cut it out, only to find out that there was staples underneath. So I just used my flathead screwdriver to figure out where those staples were, and all I did was just pry them back ever so gently so that I don't break the frame or the glass. So if you have a similar frame like I do that you're going to revamp, then just keep that in mind to be very careful. I went to town on this poor frame. Now after you've done that, make sure you put something to protect your work area. And I will be using my Waverly chalk paint in the color Elephant, but you can do whatever color you see fit. And now make sure that you let your paint dry in between coats. I did a total of 2 coats on my frames and it looked perfect. And now you want to make sure that you clean your glass thoroughly. This is the one I got at the Goodwill, and God only knows what was on there. There was all kinds of smudges and fingerprints. So just make sure you get it nice and clean before you insert your glass. And the portrait that came with it, you want to make sure you hold on to that, because you're going to be using that on the blank side in order for you to use that as your backdrop. Make sure that you put the backing to it and then you close it nice and tight so that nothing falls out. And again, I cleaned it again just in case. You'll be using a sturdy card to kind of squeegee your decal. It helps with removing any bubbles, any wrinkles that are on there, and it just helps lay out your decal just so much easier. And I measured it at first because I wanted to have it centered as much as possible. And then once I had it where I wanted it, I went ahead and I added a little bit of painter's tape. But if you have Scotch tape, that should be totally fine too. It just helps keep it in place so that when you start adding the sticker on there, it won't move around. And you guys, this was my favorite one because it looks like an item from Hobby Lobby. So repeat this step for all of the frames that you'll be doing. And now for this decal, you can do so much with it. You could either put them all on one large frame, or you can do what I did, which I decided to go with 2 smaller frames That way, depending on where I was going to put it, I figured if I needed to space them out a little bit to give me a little bit more of an area to fill, then I can do that. And then you can move them as you see fit. This is just what I was happy with. And then once I was happy with where they were, I went ahead and just taped them down. If you try to do this by just winging it, bless your heart, but at least you know that these are removable in case you do an oopsie. I went ahead and I folded one side and I pushed the sticker down and I just pulled away the backing, and with my card I just flattened it out. You want to keep some good tension to make sure that your sticker lays flat, reduces bubbles, and it helps with keeping it straight. And now you want to pay close attention to some of the letters. Like here, I struggled a little bit with the R, and you can't really pull on it because you will stretch it out and you can possibly tear it. So just be very mindful of when you're doing this and take your time. Because remember, you can always remove this, just like I did not like where my washer was placed. And of course, because I have acrylics, I had a hard time getting it off. But if you don't have nails, then this should be super easy for you to do. And be very careful when handling your glass. You can cut yourself. And as you can see in this frame, the way that it was hanged, it was on the longer side and I needed it to be more on the other side. And so I just did a cut on there with my X-Acto knife, and then I just stuck that piece right in there, and I just taped it in the back just to make sure that it was reinforced for when I put it on the wall. And always remember to clean. You want to make sure your decal goes on a nice, dry, clean area. Oh lordy lord, I'm tired. It's late at night and I've been having issues with my recorder, so I've been having to do this a couple times. And frankly, I'm over it right now. I just wish I could go to bed, but of course I gotta get this done for you guys. And now I messed up on the repeat part, and in which I was like, great, so now I gotta take this thing off, and with my claws I can't even take the sticker off. But I managed to somehow get it off with my nails, and then I just went ahead and fixed it. So thank God that these are removable. Alrighty then, you guys, this is what the decorations look like all put together. And if you guys are not subscribed, then please, please, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will truly appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And until next time, I will see you on the next DIY.